5 Minnesota cities will soon become greener and cooler. St. Paul-based nonprofit Great River Greening received a large grant to plant thousands of trees in neighborhoods that are disproportionately impacted by the urban heat island effect. WCCO's Kirsten Mitchell explains how this will protect future generations from climate change.
Frogtown is often one of St. Paul's warmest neighborhoods due to its low tree canopy coverage and minimal green space.
It is an environmental issue, it's a health issue, and it's an equity issue.
Great River Greening is trying to change that, thanks to a $10 million federal grant.
It is the largest grant we've ever received.
They plan to plant 14,000 trees over the next 5 years.
Great River Greening is partnering with 15 other groups to help plant and then nurture these trees. They're targeting identified heat islands in cities including Faribault, Owatonna, St. Cloud, Brooklyn Center, and here in St. Paul.
They have these, what we call a gator bag on the bottom.
The trees will have slow-release watering bags like these, planted by students outside Capitol Hill Gifted and Talented Magnet School.
As we're experiencing more drought and extreme weather and extreme heat, these are critical to ensuring when we put new trees in the ground, they're going to be healthy and resilient for years to come.
They'll be planted outside schools, parks, neighborhoods, and homes in urban heat islands.
I think there's going to be a lot of need in the future for how we look at our urban systems across the state.
Conservation Director Todd Rexine says this historic project will also help replace trees wiped out by emerald ash borer.
We have a dying canopy right now. What's the canopy going to be in 40 years? And it's really now we need to start planting.
The program will be rooted in environmental justice in lower income areas and communities of color, most impacted by climate change.
We know that trees are a really easily accessible piece of a nature-based climate solution, a way that we can combat climate change.
In St. Paul, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO News.
50 billion coffee cups end up in landfills every year in the U.S. One Minneapolis coffee shop is doing their part to change that. Our Derek James visited the business to find out more.
Coffee, community, and conservation. When 5-watt coffee first came onto the scene nearly a decade ago, there weren't many sustainable options for to-go coffee cups.
When we first started looking into stuff, it was very few compostable partners, and it was a very expensive startup.
Consumer demand for sustainable goods has increased.
These businesses create products that create waste, and we can't not consume. So it's important to choose something that maybe has less of a negative effect.
Government leaders have also taken notice. Businesses in Hennepin County producing more than a ton of trash every week have been required to compost and recycle food waste since 2020.
The local government here has a lot of government programs that will help incentivize people to do this composting or help incentivize a business to offer these services.
5-watts coffee cups are made from plant-based and tree-free bamboo. Typical single-use coffee cups are not recyclable because they're coated with plastic and are believed to be just as harmful as plastic cups. Carter still uses plastic for cold drinks, as compostable cold cups he's tried were too brittle.
We've had them in-house before, and we'll have long breaks down the side of the cup, so we're just kind of waiting for the technology to get to a point where we can have fully compostable cold cups that are really durable.
Benefits of compostable products include less reliance on non-renewable resources. They reduce food waste going into landfills and contribute to production of nutrient-rich compost.
We get questions like, hey, is this compostable? What can I do with this? Can I bring it to a compostable bin?
The 2023 Business of Sustainability Index found 66% of all U.S. consumers say they are willing to pay more for sustainable products. That number grows to 80% among adults under 34. Carter is happy to play his part in contributing to a better Earth, one cup at a time.
It's important for us to be able to do the right thing on not only a business level, but a human level.
That's our show. We hope that it lifted you up, maybe even inspired you to do some good. You can see more of these heartwarming stories every week on our Sunday morning show. That's at 7 a.m. on WCCO TV, kind of our local version of CBS Sunday Morning. And if you have an uplifting story idea, we want to hear from you. Send us an email. You can submit your ideas to wcco.com/uplift. We get great ideas from you, so send them in. Thank you, friends, for being with us. We'll see you next week.